We're almost done here. So next step is to migrate from SQLite to MySQL. So far, our application is just storing all the data to that local SQLite file. So we're going to change that next. Here's the steps that we're going to do. First, we're going to install MySQL. Then we're going to create the database, and then we're going to create the user. We're going to update our .env file, and then we're going to run the migrations, and then we're just going to verify and make sure everything's working. So first thing, I just want to show this. This is the tutorial that I'm following here. And I'm not going to have this up where we're going because I have everything kind of written down already. But this is the tutorial that I found that showed me all the different steps. So we're going to get going through that. So first thing is, to do this installation, I have to go back and I have to be kind of the Ubuntu user. So we're going to exit this session and we'll clear the screen. And then we're going to run this command. We're going to use apt to install MySQL server. And I'm going to give it the -y command so it doesn't ask me a bunch of questions. And while that's running, I want to bring back this page just for a brief moment. Our next step that we're going to do after that completes is I want to be able to use this MySQL secure installation script, but I can't do it because of the way that the root user is set up. So we're going to follow these steps here and set that root user up with a password so that we can actually use this MySQL secure installation script. All right, so it looks like everything's completed over here. So let's just jump into a MySQL at the command prompt. So we're in here, and I want to run this SQL statement. So we're going to alter the user root, which is who we're logged in now, and we're actually going to assign a password, and the password is just going to be secret. And now I can exit out of that session. Now I can run that script to secure this installation. Asks me for the password for the root user. I'm going to enter that. The next thing it's asking is, do you want to enforce password strength rules? And for production, I think you obviously want to say yes to this. But for this demo, I don't want to have to type long passwords all the time. So I'm going to say no for this demo. Then it asks if I want to change the password for root, and I'm going to say no again. I'm just going to leave it the way it was. Then it asks if we want to remove the anonymous user, and we do want to do this, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Then it asks if we want to disallow root login for remotely. We're going to answer yes for that. Asking if we want to remove the test database. Again, we answer yes. And then finally, it wants to reload the privilege tables, and we want to do that also. So we are all set. So now I'm going to log back into MySQL using our root user. So next couple things, I'm going to paste in some SQL, and we'll explain as we go. So create database, we're going to create our database. It's going to be called Laravel_demo, just keeping it consistent. Next thing is we're going to create the user that our application is going to use to access this table. So Laravel_demo is the user, and the password again is secret. Next thing is we have to let this user that we just created be able to have access to our database and everything that's under it. So we'll enter this command. To make sure all those new permissions go into effect, we're going to flush the privileges, and then we are going to exit. So we're going to switch back over to our deployment user, and then we're going to edit the .env file. And if we scroll on down to our database, we're going to uncomment all these lines. And we're going to fill them in. So we're going to go back here. The password is secret. The username is Laravel_demo. The database is Laravel_demo. Port is okay. It's on localhost. And then this is going to be MySQL. All right, so that should do it for the configuration. So we're going to exit and we're going to save. At this point, we should be able to rerun our migrations, because before we were pointing to the SQLite database. Those migrations have already been run there. But when we run them here, we should see that it actually runs the migrations again. What that does mean is that I lost my user, and so I want to re-register my user. I'm going to register, and I'm logged in. So we see that the database is up and running. I would like to be able to SSH into the production database. Now, if you recall, The ports that we had open are HTTP port 80, HTTPS port 443, and SSL, which is port 22. So we're not directly exposing the database to the internet, which is good. You can still connect to that database via an SSH tunnel, and that's what we're going to try to do. The first thing I want to do is I want to enable my Laravel_demo user to be able to SSH in. I don't want to have people just to generally SSH in as Ubuntu, because Ubuntu has root privileges, and I want to limit the number of people that have access to those privileges. So we're going to slide this window over. So this is our current working window. This is SSH into the EC2 instance. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a new window here that's just local. So it's not SSH into anything. I'm going to switch to my desktop. So I have a desktop here. First thing I want to do is I'm just going to create a directory, because we're going to create some new keys, and I just want to create a directory to put those keys in. So to create a new key, we're going to say SSH keygen. The type is going to be RSA. We're going to add a comment on this just to, so we know what it is. So it's going to be used for deployments and SSH access. And we haven't started deployments yet. That's something maybe in a future video. Today we're just trying to get the monolithic application set up. -F, we're going to put this in that new directory that we just created, and we're going to call it key, and we're not going to enter a passphrase for this, and no passphrase, and we should have our key. So now if I look into our Laravel demo directory, I have these keys, and I don't want to get these confused with the key that I got from Amazon. So that Amazon key that I got, that PEM file that I downloaded from Amazon, that allows me to access the EC2 instance as the Ubuntu user. These keys are going to be able to allow me to access that EC2 instance as the Laravel_demo user. Okay, so I can see this. I want to take the public key and I want to cat it out so that we can copy what's in there. So I have all that contents on the clipboard. Now we're going to switch back over to our EC2 instance. This is running a session with the Laravel demo. And if you recall right now, what's in our .ssh directory are these files. So there's a config file that we created earlier together. There's these GitHub keys that we created earlier together. And then it's been creating these known hosts for us as we've been connecting to different things. What I want to create is a new file in that same directory called, let me get this right, it's authorized keys. And I want to paste in that key that I just copied to the clipboard. So I save this. Now if I list out what's in .ssh now, I should see that new directory. Now you can see the permissions here are a little different than everything else. So let's just normalize the permissions on that. Using change mod. If you recall, everything we set earlier was 600, so we're going to do that same thing. And now when I list it, everything should look, authorized key should be the same as everything else. Okay. All right, so now we should be able to log in, but on the right-hand side, I have this session, and I initially started this session, and again, using the Laravel_demo.pem file that I got from AWS with the Ubuntu user. Now what I should be able to do is I should be able to SSH-I. I should be able to use the Laravel demo/key that I just created now, and then the Laravel demo user at that same IP address, which is 44.223.62.162. So if I've got everything set up correctly, then this should allow me to create a session with the Laravel demo user. And we're in the instance. So now we've logged in directly to Laravel demo. And it drops in to that user's home directory. And we're going to use this in the future for automated deployments. But for now, I can close out this session. I don't need it. But one nice use of that SSH session is I can SSH into that production database. So let's do that real quick. So right here, I'm using SQLite, but you can use whatever flavor you want. We're going to add a new database, and we're just going to call this Laravel _demo. And over here, we're going to select the SSH option, because the very first thing it's going to do is it's going to SSH into our host. I'm going to slide this down just a little bit. I have that terminal window under here, and I can see the IP address. So here's the SSH host. It's 44.223.62.162. The SSH user is going to be Laravel _demo. Instead of a password, we're going to provide it with that SSH key, which is on my desktop under this directory called key. We'll do that. Everything else should be the same. And then the MySQL host, once I'm in, it's just going to be localhost. And the user on this is Laravel _demo. And I put secret as the user password. The database is Laravel _demo. And the port is just the default port, but I'll just type it in to be explicit. And let's test this connection. It's just warning me that we've never connected here before. Are we sure? We're going to say yes. And the connection is successful. So at this point, we're going to save these changes, and we're going to connect to this database. And you can see the tables now that are in there. So if you go under users, there's one user because I registered earlier, and now we have a connection to the production database.